Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. So excited to have you here today. And today we're going to be talking about what it's like to be completely delusional about your success and how we get to let go of control and allow ourselves to live in the unknown. I'm going to talk about how that can be super scary, but when it happens, that's when we allow ourselves to quantum leap. And this is really, really big because if you know me, you know that I like to control things. I've always been like that. And there are times when I can let go and go with the flow. And there's times when I really want to control stuff. And what happens when I go in and I start controlling things is that I get really rigid and I try and make things fit. I think back to a time when I was in woodwork class and we were making this, I think it was a box or it was a stool or something. And we did many projects in this class and, because it's woodwork, ceramic, all the things, right? When you're in high school and you make all these fun things. And I remember my favorite motto, and I used to say it all the time, and it's quite hilarious because it's ridiculous in the grand scheme of life. But I used to be like, if it doesn't fit, I'll make it fit. I don't know if any of you have ever used that line before, but I didn't realize how much I did this in my life until recently. And being in control at times is not a bad thing. However, sometimes when you try and control things too much, that's when unexpected things happen in your life and the universe decides to drop something in and be like, I don't fucking think so. Because you can't control everything. And you know that, right? Like, you know in your life that you may have been plodding along, thinking you know exactly where you're going, thinking that you've got this grand plan and it's all going to work out perfectly. And then boom, something drops. And it's not part of your plan and you don't know what to do. This can happen in everyday life. This literally happened the other day at work when I was literally there doing like this, putting a new gym in at my work. And we get given this list, right? And it's got like all the things they're going to take away. And we had already had another list that we had marked all the equipment that was going with beautiful little bows, because that's totally my style. And it was totally different. And we were like, I don't think the equipment's going to fit in if we don't get rid of all the stuff that we had, because we had more than what they had on their list. Anyway, we got rid of what they had on their list and now we've got new equipment in and it is a very tight fit. And the thing with this is that in that moment, I could have controlled it and made them take more and just tried to really all right, be in that pool where I'm like making it happen because I need it to happen. Instead, I'm allowing and I'm letting go because it's not something that I need to put my energy into to push and pull. Because if we put all the stuff in there and it doesn't fit and we can prove to the company they need to take more back, they will, right? So there's always like ebbs and flows and availability to move. And I spoke to them about that, right? When I was in woodwork class and I made that comment of like, if it doesn't fit, make it fit. That means that no matter what, I would try and make it fit if that's what I wanted. I used to live my life like this. And at times, sometimes I still do. Let's be real, I'm human. And what happens is I have this such a grand plan. And I used to worry way more about how it was going to happen and every step. And if every step wasn't perfect and it didn't align beautifully into my grand plan, then, I was never going to get there, God forbid. Instead of actually realizing that I just needed to look at what I wanted at the end point, hold on to that vision in delulu, right? Like be completely delusional about knowing that I was going to get there. Yeah, doubts are going to come up. Yeah, beliefs are going to be there. But I just decide to be like, no, I don't put my energy into you. I put my energy into believing the end product will be this, right? And then you let the how go. This is really rough. Remember when I first started learning about this, about like surrendering, trusting, letting go, and actually being in the delusion of having it already, the big thing that you want? I was like, you need to plan, you need to do the things, right? Because we're taught you need to keep doing, planning. Nothing will come if you don't have action. And yeah, that's true to a degree. So you need to have action, but aligned action, not just throwing fucking mud at a wall, not just making it fit, right? Like just pushing it in there and making it fit. Because what happens is for that woodwork project, me trying to jam it in means I broke a piece of wood. Then I have to go make the wood again. So I'm putting more energy into something, which it takes way longer to then remake it, or even to the fact that, you know, I broke it. So now I have to remake that part, or I have to repaint it, or I have to redo the thing, or the energy it took me to try and fit it in there when I could have had a beautiful, seamless fit if I had just maybe cut the wood a little bit, right? So instead of trying to make it fit, what can we look at to allow you to be in alignment with how it's going to fit? And this can mean doing nothing. It can mean trusting the universe. It can mean giving your intention, a lot of the time I talk to my guides and I say, here's what I need to do. Can you please show me how to get there? I'm giving it to the universe. I'm giving my problems. I'm giving, everything I can't figure out in the physical, and I'm giving it to my guides. I'm giving it to the universe. I'm giving it to everyone. And I'm saying, please help me. Show me how to get there. Give me the sign. If I'm meant to sign up for this thing, can you give me a sign of, and this is my favorite thing to do with my guides, show me, and I sometimes use a butterfly or a dragonfly. It's completely, you can pick whatever you want. I'm like, can you show me a gold butterfly? If I don't see a gold butterfly in the next 24 hours, I know it's a no. If I do, I know it's a yes, right? And I love this because it actually means that I no longer spend any energy or time on it, and I let the universe show me. And I trust that the universe will tell me what to do. And I find this really, really beautiful, right? Because when we get to co-create with the universe, when we get to allow ourselves to be so aligned to where we want to go, because let's be honest, if you're focusing all your energy, is where your energy goes, like focus goes, your energy flows. So if you're focusing on knowing that you're going to get this thing, right? The final destination. Let's say for me, it's I'm going to be a millionaire, right? So in a year, I'm going to be a millionaire in my business and make all this money and I'm going to fucking kill it. And I just concentrate on that goal. That's it. I put all my focus into that goal. My energy's going there, right? The universe is co-creating around me to be like, I'm going to get her there. That is her truest desire. Now I also have to embody it in my body, right? So what does that feel like, getting $1 million? So like if I sat in that right now and I'm like, the juiciness, that feels fun. It feels exciting. It feels, like I can feel it in my body because I can feel this. The how to get there, I don't need to understand. I don't even need to know, because as you would know, you get downloads, you get messages, and it could just be in your brain. You may just think it's a thought. They're pretty similar. Or it may be an outside message. You might read something that seems like it's coincidental, or you might see something, or someone might talk to you about something. You are always getting messages. I don't know if you know this, but your guides, the universe, God, whoever you believe in, even if you don't, right? Energy is always coming to you and it's always giving you messages. So, for example, right now I was sitting down to talk about this podcast, right? To talk about control and how it's actually really scary to let go of control. And how for so long I didn't realize how much I actually controlled in my life until I sat down and really looked at it, and how much I wanted to get things done and how much energy I put into controlling situations. It can be very small, right? It could be the woodwork example. It could be maybe I want to go to a certain cafe for breakfast with a friend, and instead I'm like, we're going to go here. Instead of being like, where would you like to go? What could be fun? Instead of opening up the conversation, opening up where the possibilities, right? Opening my heart to allowing, if they have somewhere else, or if they're really excited, or maybe they just, there's things going on for them, and I can just be with all of it, and then we can make a decision together and collaborate. just going after being like, this is where we're going, this is how we're doing it, this is it. Like, crazy. Great in some instances, not great in others. So it's about allowing yourself to make decisions, but not holding on to, if it gets changed, you don't then feel frustrated because it changed, right? The ebbs and flows of the other day of the gym was a beautiful example of this. It sometimes got frustrating and annoying because things didn't work out perfectly. Now, it doesn't mean don't feel your emotions, because these emotions will come up for a reason. It's being aware and allowing your emotions to be felt. Also, though, not riding them so long, as we've talked about before, that you get stuck in them. It's allowing, and then it's like, okay, cool. How do I get to open myself up here? How do I get to let go of control and allow it to all happen? And then from there, how can I make decisions to make it better? And there's a balance here, right? Because control is important to a degree. And then we need to also be allowing and trusting. And sometimes it's just, majority of the time, it's just about holding the vision. And it's about being like, okay, cool. How can I adapt? How can I be different? How can I honor people around me that might actually know more than me? And can I be in the presence of allowing them to show me the way? Because they might be your message from the spirit. They might be your message from the guides, right? It comes from people. It comes from, things you read. It comes from everything, your mind, watching TV, all of these messages, right? They're always coming. Maybe listening to a song when you get in the car. So it's like, allow these messages because they're trying to tell you something. And it's really beautiful when you actually are co-creating with the universe here, because it's like, okay, I'm going to put something in motion. And have you ever done that before, where you've done something and then all of a sudden nothing worked out and you're like, fuck, that means it's not right for you. The universe is like, I'm not going to entertain that because that actually isn't aligned action. That's just action, and it's just throwing shit at a wall. On the other side, have you done something and all of a sudden it's gotten you way more than you thought? Because that is aligned action. That's the difference, right? And so this is the thing. It's with control and certainty and uncertainty. We've got to live in a land of both. We've got to allow ourselves to be in certainty. Some things will work out. Like, for example, right now, I'm sitting here recording a podcast. That's certain, right? Like, it's definitely happening. I'm clearly doing it. And then on the other side, it's uncertain sometimes what I'll say, because let's be real, I love just getting on here and being so real with you about what's coming up for me right now. And that's what I think is so beautiful. And also, it's the unknown of what you're going to get out of this, right? And that's so beautiful that I get to deliver messages to you, because this is a message as well. And you're going to receive something out of this that's going to actually be really helpful for you. And so this is what this is about. This is co-creating with the universe. This is allowing the ebbs and flows, allowing what needs to be said, what needs to come out, and knowing and trusting that you're going to get exactly what you need out of this episode today. You're going to get exactly what you need out of every episode, out of everything you listen to, everything you see, everything you smell, everything you taste, everything, all of the senses, right? And it's just so beautiful because it's all about surrendering and knowing that you can't control everything. The biggest thing that we know in life, the most certain thing, is change is inevitable, right? So change is always going to happen, no matter what. We can't avoid it. And we don't want to, because if we didn't change and we didn't have unexpected things happen, then it wouldn't allow us to move and grow throughout our lives. So it's like really beautiful to allow ourselves to do that. And if you want a quantum leap, if you want to make really, really, really big changes, you have to be delusional about your success. You think about the people that have gone to win like medals at the Olympics, right? They believed they were going to win, right? That's pure. You see the best in the world and you hear them talk. And sometimes people can say like they might be arrogant or they're like so up themselves. They have to be. Like, I just recently watched the NBA, like the guys, the best in the world when they went to the Olympics, right? And this is why this is very in my head. If you definitely go watch that, it was fucking amazing. And you think about those men, they just, they just trust and believe. And don't get me wrong, it's not like they don't have doubts and things, but they're so like in it, and they all have their beautiful backstory, and they all have this just pure belief that they are the best in the world. And they are the best in the fucking world, right? Because they have this, and some people could say delusional. Obviously, they've done a lot of training, the aligned action to get where they are, right? They didn't just wake up one morning and then they were like, oh my God, I'm going to win a gold medal today. With no practice, no anything else, right? They did aligned action. They train, they look after themselves, they put themselves first, they know what they have to do to become the best in the world. Individually, right? And collectively, which is incredible, because one thing about normally you'd find about individual athletes is being in a team environment can be really, not as easy because they're used to being so individual, right? And these men are so incredible as individual athletes. To come together as a team and allow the fact that there are so many brilliant players in that team, and for them to lead themselves to winning a gold medal at the Olympics is actually insane. To let sometimes their ego go so someone else could be the star is wild, right? And so just blows me away. So what they believe, though, is that they are going to win the gold medal no matter what. Even in their last game, if you watch it, fucking watch it, it's absolutely epic. Their last game, when they're down. They're fully down. Like, there's not much time left. And all of a sudden, one of them steps up for the team, Steph Curry, and he just fucking kills it. Like, does stuff that's out of this fucking world, right? And this is the thing. They delusionally believe that they will win at no matter what. This is what you have to do. You have to be fucking delusional and just hold on to that belief. Feel it in your body. Be with every part of that and be completely delusional. And you can't control how you get there, because if you do, you won't get there, or the universe is going to slap you the other way. And they're going to push you in the right direction. Because this is the thing, right? The universe wants to co-create with you. It wants to bring you all that you desire, all your abundance, everything that you want, right? That you truly, truly want. And it wants to do this with you. It wants to be on the journey. It wants to show you how to get there. So what you have to do is no longer try and control how to get there, which is hard and can take it can take learning, right? It can take testing and adjusting. There's going to be times when you're going to be like, oh, probably could have done more there, or this or that, but you just get to be with all of this. I remember when I first started, I was like, oh my God, does that mean I have to surrender and rest, right? One thing that we don't do very well, high-performing women, which you understand. And so what I found, though, is when I believe that I am, making money, and I'm, when I'm resting, I'm actually like honoring myself and allowing myself to receive more and more love and support and just complete joy. You would have seen in my stories the other day, I actually got 2 beautiful messages from 2 beautiful friends and clients who actually loved my podcast and they wanted to share. One of them was on deployment, like wild. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's on deployment right now and she downloaded my episodes to listen to them. Like, I love hearing and sharing, but I was resting. So I was receiving abundance and love and support and all of these things while doing nothing. Nothing. Not aligned, no action. I didn't do a single thing. The action was when I made the podcast, right? As each week showing up here for you, that is the action I'm taking. And then I'm allowing it to be what it needs to be for every one of you listening. And we get to be like this. You get to take action and have no idea what's going to come from it. And you get to allow yourself to know that it's just right? Like, everything came beautifully with this. When I, decided I wanted to do a podcast, and then everything came together. I have the most beautiful team who actually do all the back end of this, and all I do is record. And it's so beautiful because it all just came into alignment at the perfect time, right? And I spoke about this well before. Same thing when it came to co-authoring a book. I literally put out into the universe, like, this is how much when you have magnetic energy, shit just comes to you, right? Like, the beautiful team came to me for this podcast. It's so aligned. And then I also have this co-authoring this book with these incredible women, right? So I put this out in my awareness of I wanted to be like write a book, all the things, but not for like a while. Like that was not even a thing. All of a sudden I get a message saying, would you like to co-author a book on Rich Lady Revolution? Wild, right? It was exactly what I desired, to co-author a book with some women, like incredible fucking women. You know what I mean? I desired to have a podcast. I put all of this out in the ether. I let it go. I even actually didn't really think about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I just put it out as something I fucking desired, I really wanted to do. And I had no real context of how that was going to look, you know, when it was going to come through, when that was going to happen. I just put it out there. And then all of a sudden, everything came to me that I needed to make this possible, right? Because that's what being magnetic is. That's when you have this beautiful magnetic energy. That's when you let go of control. You put it out in the universe and you trust, completely trust. You feel into what it's going to feel like. You see what it is and you just allow the steps to come to you. The how, because we don't need to know the how. We think we need to know the how, right? Same thing with allowing and magnetizing these opportunities have all beautifully happened before I get out of the army, and I don't know there's going to be so many more, and I'll share them with you, because being in this beautiful magnetic energy, honoring my energy, being with what actually feels really good to me, like I was saying before, letting go of control, allowing things to be as they're going to be, trusting that sometimes I will, need that control to get things done. Like I'll need to be able to control allowing this to happen, right? Like so for us doing this today, I obviously had to make sure I made time to be able to record this podcast so that it can go out. So there are ways that you're going to play with control. There are ways that you're going to allow yourself to be with all of it. You're going to let go of any beliefs that are around it so you can quantum leap. Because sometimes your how, if you actually sat down and you like planned it out, it'd be quite hilarious, because you may do all these planning and all of a sudden you put it out to the universe, right, for example, and it just comes into you like within a week, and your planning could have taken years. That's what quantum leaping is. That is what aligning yourself with your true desires, putting it out into the universe and co-creating is. That's why things happen so quickly. That's why when I said the book and I put it in like it's like I have like V1, V2, it's like a whole thing where I set up what's going to happen over the next, 10 years really. And so it's long-term goals. And then all of a sudden I'm co-authoring a book literally the week I put it out. Do you know what I mean? Like this shit can happen really fucking fast. And you just let go of it. You just hold on to the feeling, let go of the outcome, let go of how it's going to happen. And if I had tried to control how that was going to happen, I'm not going to lie to you, that would have been years. Like I literally put it in at least 5 years out, like not even close. And here I am, which will then give me the opening for many other things, right? I've even got speaking on stage, okay? I literally put that out when I was at Tony Robbins sitting there. I was like, I want to be on a fucking stage. All of a sudden, I met the woman literally in that event who put me on stage to introduce her in her Australian tour. She didn't know me from a bar of fucking soap. She met me one day, felt my energy, and felt that I was an amazing person to put on stage. Like, this is what I mean. These things are wild. Like you can quantum leap, and that literally happened in like a day. I was like, I want to be on that stage. I want to be on stage. And then I all of a sudden met a woman who put me on stage. You don't have to know how it looks. You don't have to know how it'll happen. You just need to allow yourself to be with your true desires, your true success, and let go of control. Because when you let go of control, things can happen 1,000 times quicker. You can quantum leap, you can shift. Just let go of the beliefs as well. Like surrender and just be like, fuck this. I don't need to know what these beliefs are. I don't need to listen to them. They're not relevant. Goodbye beliefs that are negative, and just surrender. Surrender to the fact that what you want, put it out there. Talk to your guides, allow them to align you, because some days they give me aligned action. Like I'll be sitting here meditating in the morning and I'll ask them what they think I should do today, and they'll literally tell me what to do. This week did not go as planned. originally I was meant to do this on a Monday, right? This is my Mondays and my days when I do my podcast. Work with the whole gym thing, it all just like a roller coaster. I've come home, I had to sleep Monday because I was really tired. Tuesday was also really tiring. And then today I got the opportunity to have a moment to be able to get on here and talk to you. Now, if I had tried to control this and made myself do it on a Monday, this would not have come out very well at all. You have honestly had the worst episode I've probably ever put out. But I had to let go. I had to let go and realize that the universe was going to show me an opportunity, show me a time when I could deliver this and give you the magic of what this was about, right? I had to let go. Literally a moment of letting go this week for this, right? I had to allow myself to be in everything I needed. I had to be with my emotions on Monday because don't get me wrong, they were fucking emotions, right? I was frustrated, annoyed, all the things, right? Same with Tuesday. It was less, but I also had to allow myself to rest. Monday, I fell asleep in the tub. Like, that's how tired I was. And, I fell asleep on the couch. I was so tired. Tuesday, and I slept for like 9.5 hours. Anyway, just on a tangent there. And then Tuesday, I came home and I just needed to completely relax. I did some journaling. I just, did nothing because there was no capacity for me to get on here and do this. And then today, I have this beautiful window where I get to be with all of you and I get to allow. And it's perfectly worked out and perfectly aligned that I was sitting there and all the things came through. And I literally opened a book that talked about surrendering your disbelief and about quantum leaping and about releasing control. Like that is all so beautiful because I knew I was going to talk to you about control this week, but I also didn't realize that I was going to talk to you about how much we can quantum leap and how much I've quantum leaped from letting go of control, right? It's fucking, it's wild. Like, it's actually fucking wild. Sometimes I don't even believe that it's happened, right? I don't even know. I can't even tell you how it happened. All I can tell you is that I surrendered all my disbeliefs about it and I didn't worry about if I could do it or if I was worthy, if I was enough, all the things. I put it out into the universe. I felt into it's going to make me feel love and compassion and all the beautiful, beautiful things. And then I became magnetic as fuck because when if you're going to definitely come to my masterclass, I'm going to teach you how to be magnetic as fuck clearly because I can do it because I've done it so many times. And then I allowed myself to be magnetic as fuck in my energy. And all of a sudden, it came to me. All of a sudden, letting go of control, trusting, surrendering to the universe, putting it out there, holding on to my desire, and not worrying about how it was going to happen, when it was going to happen, no control. And that meant that it came to me even fucking faster. I quantum leaped in my ability to get the thing that I wanted. And this is what I want to teach women because it's so amazing to have this magnetic energy where you can quantum leap by letting go of control, by no longer having to plan every part of your life. And do you know how much more energy you will have when you don't fucking control every part of your life? It's wild. You'll actually have energy to do things you love. And we talked about this last week. Having more energy is actually how you're so rich and wealthy because then you have more energy to look after your health. And when you're healthy and you feel good, you're more magnetic. And then when you're actually honoring what you need, you're way more magnetic. You have more energy, you have more time, you have more freedom, and things come to you literally out of nowhere, right? And we want to get out of living of this thing where we're pushing and we're hustling and doing all the things because that's not going to get us anywhere. That's not going to allow us to be magnetic in our energy. That's not going to allow us to draw the things we truly desire to us. That's just us controlling, and that's burnout and us being tired and us being absolutely just fucked. Like, that's not going to get you anywhere. And then you're just going to feel like you keep pushing and you keep doing the thing and you keep being exhausted and it's just a constant cycle and you live in that cycle. You want to break free of that cycle and have magnetic energy and be fucking quantum leaping to having all the things you truly desire in your life. You need to come to my masterclass. It's fucking wild. I will teach you how to do this, right? And so I'm just so like I'm excited about it because I just know how much it's going to help you. Like, I actually live it every day. And I want you to feel this. I want you to be in this energy and feel magnetic and feel amazing and feel like you've got, you know what I mean, so much energy, and you get to suspend your disbelief and you get to hold the desire and you get to have everything that you want in this life because you deserve it. And you get to have all of it by quantum leaping, by being magnetic, by letting go of control. It's not helping you. It's not getting you anywhere. If you want to allow yourself to let go of control and be with all of this, you definitely have to come join me in my masterclass. It's free, guys. It's fucking free. Okay. So, just to sum everything up, control is a really big thing. First, you need to become into awareness of what you're controlling in your life. That can be really confronting. So allow yourself to be gentle, love, compassion to yourself. And then it's allowing, how can you start to let go of control? How can you let the universe show you and guide you so that you can be in more aligned action and not just throwing shit at the wall? And then how do you have the most magnetic energy in the world? So when you put your desire out there and you let it go, it comes to you so fast that you're literally quantum leaping. That is what I can teach you if you come to my masterclass, because that is what I fucking do. Literally, I've given you so many examples. So I hope you have the most magical day. I hope that you quantum leap in your life and allow yourself to have everything you truly desire. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys next week. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.